Well, first of all, I thought Michigan played well, and I thought they made life really difficult for us. They're really physical with us, and it was hard to get the ball around the rim as many times as we wanted to get it around the rim. And when we did get it there, we didn't score it as efficiently, but that's credit to them and how they defend, and wish them the best moving on. I thought our young ladies really kind of showed some toughness tonight, and things didn't go our way in the first quarter for sure. And at that point in time, we really had to find a way to find the energy and the toughness and the resiliency to keep battling. And I thought to our credit, to our young ladies' credit, they did a really good job of that. And throughout the course of the game, and I thought we saw some players step in and give us some good minutes and make some things happen. But Mallory Hire getting 17 rebounds in a game is a phenomenal display of toughness, and I thought that was something certainly we're excited to continue building upon. And Amaya having 2 games of really trying to make things happen and make us kind of will us offensively in a lot of ways, and did a great job with that. So I'm hopeful that we have a chance to keep playing in postseason. I think these young ladies have earned that. When we look at kind of the body of work for the whole season, I think they've put themselves in a position to continue playing, and we hope we have a chance to keep doing that.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now have questions for the student athletes. First question for Amaya or Mallory, right here, second row.
Ahmad Hicks, Fox 9. Amaya, what did these last 2 games do for your confidence, and what are your plans for this offseason after seeing what you were able to accomplish?
Yeah, I think that we all had a great past 2 games. I think our team brought a lot of energy, and we just really worked super hard. I think it gave a lot of us confidence to see what we can do, and we were down 2 of our players who give us a lot. So I think this game, or these past 2 games, just instilled a lot of confidence in the whole team. And for the off season, personally, I want to work on getting stronger. I want to work on making better reads and just like all the little things about basketball. And I think as a team, we want to continue to be more resilient and get tougher.
Next question. Here in the second row.
I want to kind of follow up on that. The last 2 games have kind of been at a whole different level for you. What, in your opinion, is the key to your taking that step? And for the both of you, what do you think the team learned about itself having to play without 2 starters?
I just goes back to kind of what I said yesterday. The coaches have invested a lot in me when it comes to telling me like what they expect, how I can do it, showing me film, working with me in the gym when we can. So I think all the things the coaches have put into me, as well as my teammates, they always instill confidence in me. They always tell me what I need to hear, and they always have my back. And seeing them work as well inspires me. So I just say it's a collective effort from my coaches and teammates, and then obviously like my family, who I rely on a lot. What was the second part of your question? I think we all learned that we can step up even despite the odds, that we all have a lot to bring to the table, and we just need to consistently do that no matter if we're down 2 starters or not.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like Coach P said about toughness, I think we've all learned toughness goes a long way, and we all need to stick together and just play our hearts out. And we just learned how much energy can affect the game and how much it can give us momentum.
Next question, back here.
Mallory, I know you guys really don't believe in moral victories, but seeing how the bulk of your team is young, underclassmen, what are you guys looking forward to most about this offseason and next season?
I think just continuing to grow our game individually and as a team, working on our team chemistry, just continuing to get faster, continuing to get stronger, and work on our game both ends of the floor. Because this league is very veteran, and we're a very young team, and we have a ways to go, but we're willing to put the work in, and we're excited.
In the back corner.
This goes for either one of you. 5 more wins this year overall, going from 11 to now 16 with, as Coach said, a potential of now playing in postseason. What can you guys just say about the development of everybody, of yourselves, from last year to this year?
Yeah, I think, this year we came in and we've all, it was a completely new system, and we're all still trying to learn that. It's a completely new team, new coaching staff, everything like that. So the bottom line is we had to learn a lot new stuff, but I think we showed a lot of progress this year, and we've really been working on the little things on both ends of the floor.
Next question here in the third row.
Hi, Maya Flackpea with Gopher Holes. So, as you said, a lot of players stepped in. Can you talk about Ajak's performance tonight? We haven't seen much of her on the floor, and she got 11 points for you guys.
Yeah, Ajak came in and she hit a 3. I think she hit a couple threes. Yeah, I know the first shot was a 3 and she made it. Came in, got steals. She was being aggressive. She was getting downhill. I think Ajak had a great performance, not just on offense but on defense. She's super long, so she was showing her presence. Like I said, she got a couple steals as well. I think she did a great job.
Back here.
For either one of you or for both of you, Coach talked about the physical nature of the way Michigan plays defense. It actually plays the whole game. Can you just talk about the challenges that Michigan offers as a defensive team, and are they maybe the most physical team you will face in this conference?
Yeah, they're super physical on both ends. I think all teams in the conference are super tough and physical in their own way. On offense, it felt like any shot you got, it was earned. Like you had to work for that, and even then, it still wasn't super easy. They were crashing the board super hard as well on both ends, and even on offense, they're imploring themselves as well. So they're super physical.
Mallory, anything to add on that question? Okay. Question over here.
Amaya, as you were subbed out near the end of the game, there was a loud cheering for you from Gopher fans, and there was also a sign that said Battle Zone, and I saw a lot of young fans there for you. How does that feel?
Yeah, the Battle Zone sign is from my sponsors, so shout out them. But yeah, it felt great. I mean, I'm from here, so I love that I'm able to represent my state every game, every day, and just knowing that they have my back and the team's back is just amazing.
Any final question? Go ahead, right here.
My last question for either of you. What did you guys learn most about yourselves and your team this year?
That's a great question. I just think sticking together, that was the biggest thing. I mean, obviously we went through some injuries this year and some bumps in the road, but just sticking together and bringing energy every single day and just continuing to be optimistic and have a positive attitude.
Yeah, I think I learned a lot of resilience and just a greater understanding of what the process looks like when it comes to growth. Like Donnie preaches a lot of mental things, and the process you think always goes like this, but sometimes you're going to go like this and plateau, and you just got to stay resilient through it. You just got to keep going. So I think I just gained a better understanding of that, and that can help me mentally going forward.
Thank you, Amaya. Mallory, you can head back to the locker room. Questions for Coach Plitzuweit? Go ahead.
As I just said to your two players, I know you don't believe in moral victories, but how much confidence does this give you heading into the offseason about what you guys can accomplish next year?
Well, I think we went through phases, and I think Amaya talked about it, is that we went through phases where we did things, and then we were trying to add to them, and you hope that all of a sudden you're really good at that next piece, but maybe you're not quite as good and you're not quite there. But then all of a sudden you see this breakout game, and you saw that. I thought both of them had breakout games in this tournament. I thought Amaya had it on the offensive end, actually yesterday and today, but Mallory defensively, and rebounding the way that she did. And she's always been a good rebounder, but man, she's continuing to really, really battle. And so what I think we've learned is that we've said this from the beginning. I've said this very openly. We have a group of young ladies who cares a great, great deal. They want to be good. They care, but it doesn't always happen as fast as you want it to happen. There is a growth process with it, and the fact that we're continuing to see growth even when things are really hard is something that is I think a tribute to who they are and how badly they want to be good.
Next question here in the third row, and then back in the corner.
Coach, with the potential opportunity to have some postseason play, just how much would that mean for this young team, not only for this year, but for next season and future seasons?
Oh, it means a great deal for us. And I believe this group has really earned that opportunity. And when you look at some of the quality wins that we've had, and you look at where we've positioned ourselves in terms of a net, I think they've earned that opportunity, and I'm really excited for them because it's important for them to continue to experience what postseason is like. To win a game now in the tournament, in the Big Ten tournament, but then also, to have an opportunity this week in between. The Big Ten conference is one of the conferences, obviously, that plays their tournament early, and then you have that week before Selection Sunday, and what does that look like? And that's completely different, but now we have a chance to get used to that and to do that, and that's going to be a part of our growth moving forward. So really excited for us, and then you have a chance to for our young ladies, you have a chance to see a different style of play, so that's fun too.
Question in the back corner. Oh, all right, here in the front.
Hi, Coach. Megan Smith from the Michigan Daily. Michigan came into this game tied for the best scoring defense in the conference. Can you talk a little bit about what your game plan was defensively and if there were any specific players that you were kind of looking out for on the defensive end?
Well, Layla's someone that I've known pretty well. As a matter of fact, Layla and our daughter played AU together when I was coaching at Northern Kentucky. So I've watched Layla play for a lot of years. It's really a lot more fun when she's playing on the team. I was playing on the team with our daughter than when you have to coach against her. So, your goal is to go in and to limit her good opportunities, but that's easier said than done. That she's really a force to be reckoned with on all levels and on both ends of the court. And then I think just overall the way that Michigan can shoot the basketball from the perimeter, you're trying to limit good opportunities. So we were trying to, in the first half, take them out of some ball screen opportunities that way, but then you got to really scramble and you got to get the shooters on the perimeter because you're kind of stretched at that point in time. And we didn't do as good a job with that, and then try to change rhythm with switching some ball screens and try to change rhythm with going into a zone, and then came back into a man and tried a couple different things. And I think that's all a part of our growth too for our team. And so that was good to see us be able to make some of those adjustments. I know it didn't really answer your question about Michigan, sorry, all right, but talk about our group.
Question here in the second row.
Yeah, could you just talk about just the challenge that you guys faced to find points with both with Mara and then Sophie out of the lineup? I mean, the effort was usually there, the want to, right? But just the challenge of finding points without those players, and I guess, is there a chance that one or two of them could be back if you do continue on this year?
Well, I think certainly you identify we do have challenges to score without those two on the court. But again, I think what's the positive part of it is that we've seen different players step up in different opportunities and learn that they can maybe do a little bit more than they were before. So that's the positive part of it. The opportunity to maybe have one or both of them back, well, we're hopeful. But we don't know that that's going to happen, but that would be a nice gift if that were the case, and kind of go from there. I know those two young ladies are working their tails off and doing everything they can from a recovery standpoint, and that includes having that bone stimulator on for like endless hours a day to find a way. So from what they're eating and how they're working out and training and being smart, they're doing everything they can. And I think in the meantime, trying to be great teammates and encouraging and leading in a different capacity.
Question here in the third row.
Coach Amaya talked about how much the staff has invested in her, but can you speak to the growth that you've seen from her throughout this entire season and since you first got here in June in those first practices?
Well, if you remember back to Amaya in March of 2023, that's when we first had a chance to work with her and do some team things or some individual workouts. And Amaya was a player that we said over and over and over again, you have to penetrate to score. You have to catch to shoot. You have to be a threat. Because right now teams can play off of you because you're not a threat. And when you penetrate, you're penetrating to pass. So teams can take that away. And they're daring you to almost score. And when you penetrate to score, you're going to create opportunities for everyone else. And so from that time to where she's played in the last two games, it's been really, really fun to watch her play and to see her confidence grow and to hear her voice continue to grow and to see her defensively continue to make strides and make plays. So I think it's just been really fun, and I think her best days are still far into her future, and she's invested in wanting to continue to get better.
Question in the back corner.
Coach, you talked about growth and experiencing new things, and I was just wondering, what is this next week going to be like for you and your team? You're uncertain about what's next. It could be the off season, could be to continue playing. So how do you tell your young team, how to prepare?
Right. Well, the first thing we'll do is we'll take a couple days off, rest, and then come back. And when we come back, we'll go back to basic, simple, fundamental basketball and work on scoring at the rim a little bit more efficiently, hitting open shots, swinging the basketball. We'll look at a couple things defensively that can continue to help us, but we'll just really work on the basics of how we have to continue getting better. And that's really fun to get. It's great during the season because you're game prepping all the time, but it's really fun when you have days that you can actually really focus on who you are and how you want to continue to improve. And so that's what we'll have a chance to do during that week before we would know.
Coach, just how huge can it be for this program to have so many returning players next season, knowing that it's a completely new system from last year, knowing how you implement video? Just how big can that be for their growth?
Well, it's so important. Right? It's just our being able to make plays when you're kind of thrown into that environment can be a challenge when you haven't seen it for a while and understand what it looks like. And that's a challenge. And I looked out at one point in time, and I think I had to smirk a little bit. I was like, there's 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores out there right now. And they were playing their guts out. They were doing good things. And, but the ability to do it consistently, is not something that you're not supposed to be able to do that yet. You haven't done it enough times. So we make a change, a switch in how we're guarding in action or how we're guarding maybe in the post, but then we move to something else. And to be able to kind of counter that is something that it's easier to do the more times you're in it and you understand and you can make that adjustment. And I thought our young ladies did a really good job of that, but then it would be one possession we just didn't do that to the ability. We forgot that Layla likes to step through. We forgot that we have to help on that baseline scenario. We forgot how physical it really is in going to finish that play, or we didn't play whatever it is, And then I thought there was a possession where Ayanna Johnson did a great job. She played behind and she understood I'm not going to let her multiple move and get by me, and walled up and made it a really tough possession. So again, those are all just kind of growth things in so many different ways. But you're not supposed to be able to do that when it's your first season of college basketball or even your second season sometimes. That's why having veteran kids. So we'll have veteran kids, so that's a lot more fun.
Any final question?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.